Commissioners meeting in order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Be seated. Welcome to the County Commissioners meeting. We welcome you. We're glad to see you here. So everyone is aware that this meeting is being recorded. List of executive sessions held since the last meeting. We have had one executive session. Correspondence received or outgoing? None? Thank you. And we have a presentation. Kevin, come up.
Not counting, but 25 years, 10 months, and 18 days.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
I'm
surprised you don't have it down to a minute.
Not quite yet.
This is, for those of you who don't know, this is Kevin Reagle. Kevin has been an employee for the county for 26 years. He started out in the jail. He was a corrections officer. He was a deputy sheriff. Then he went to 911. And it's an honor and privilege to present him with this plaque from the county.
Okay. Do you want to get in there? Sure. Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got Kevin.
We got it. Great.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for all your service.
Thank you.
Monday through Friday, no weekends, no holidays.
Okay.
I can have it being,
You home
looking
for
for
Christmas?
Yes.
Got it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you.
much. Awesome.
I'm not sure you get a copy of this picture. Would you?
It's time for public comments. Is there anyone who would like to offer any comments?
Sure, I'd just like to take a moment to thank Kevin for his service to the county and to 911 and for all the lives that he's touched throughout his career.
Thank you. Any other comments? Consent agenda. Minutes of the January 24th public meeting.
Move for approval.
Motion to,
Well, I think we're gonna just go
you
down
want to
through
go
all
through
these.
all?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then we'll do one motion at the end.
I was the one who told
You
me.
don't mind. That's okay. It's all good.
The minutes of the January 24th meeting, financial report, HR report.
So I think that I had asked, in your human resources report that you have, I had asked our HR department to actually add the positions that are open and then positions that are posted and available. So when you take a look at that, we'll know kind of where our staffing is, because we'll know who's left and then what positions are open. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that, and that helps me understand as I'm talking to people in the community about what's available here at the courthouse and how they can contribute by applying for some positions.
monthly department report. Crystal?
So I do submit a monthly report, and I was asked to give a brief update. So elections right now, we're in full swing. We have processed roughly 1,400 applications so far for mail-in and absentee ballots. So if you think about that, that's just Marja and I in our office, processing all of those and filing them. We are seeing a little bit of an increase in voters. We're 30 more voters than December, so that's a good thing. The last day to file petitions was yesterday, so we have all of our candidates pretty well set. We know as of right now, without litigation, who should be on the ballot, so that's what I'm going to be working on, getting our ballot built and working on finalizing it. Voters that want to vote by mail should have received, if they're on the permanent list, they should have already received their application. If they have not, they need to contact me. The last day is April 16th to request an absentee or mail-in ballot. The last day to register is April 8th, or make any changes. So change of address, change of party. We encourage voters to, pull out their card, make sure everything on it's correct. If it's not, give me a call. Just want to make note that the list of candidates can be found at pavoterservices.pa.gov. And that stays pretty up to date, pending litigation and all of those good things.
And I would just say thank you for doing that, by the way. Those are the highlights that I was going to point out. So I appreciate you coming and just sharing what's going on in your department with the rest of us. So that was kind of one of the ideas that we had, that each department each month would just kind of highlight. So we really appreciate all that you can do and all that you've done. The only other thing I have on my grease board that I would encourage the public to do is just look at your registration card and make sure that you know which party, if you've had any change in your party, that you are registered to do. Because I know we've gotten complaints in the past that individuals believe they're registered as one party or the other, and they just don't have a good memory of what they did last. So I would just encourage people, the public, to actually do that before the election, and not feel bad for Crystal trying to convince them the day of the election, for the primary specifically.
Are you still looking for poll workers?
We can always use poll workers, but right now we are okay in each precinct. But going forward, illnesses, people realize they're actually out of town. I do have a little bit of a pool of poll workers, but we're okay.
And this is something that you do provide training, so somebody's not coming into this blind.
Correct. Even if they do though, they'd be given a task to do that day, and it's pretty repetitive. So it's not a hard task. It's not anything that most people cannot do. Okay.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thanks.
I'm going to head out. Thank you.
Proclamations. Do we have any proclamations? Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Unfinished business. We have no unfinished business. New business. Approve CYS placement contract with Pentz Run.
Is there anything you want to share with us?
Just if you have questions, Pentz Run is a group home in DuBois. We have not previously had a contract with them. We currently have a youth who is placed there. They have a male and a female group home placement, and then they also have an independent living placement. So we would like to contract with them to open up our pool of available placements. We only have a couple of group homes that we're in contract with currently, so we will add them for July for our upcoming list so that we don't need to do this again. But we needed to place a youth, and they were willing to take the youth, and we need to contract so we can pay them.
Do I have a motion to approve the CYS placement with Pentz Run?
I'll make that motion.
A motion, do we have a second?
I will second that motion.
Motion and second, discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Agreement with McCutcheon Enterprises. This is for HAZMAT, hazardous material response.
Any comments or?
So this is a yearly contract that we have with McCutcheon Enterprises. It's paid for by the Act 165 funds through the LEPC, so it's at no cost to the county. LEPC will pay $2,500 a year to keep McCutcheon on retainer for cleaning services.
Do they have someone local,
Really
fairly local?
The gentleman that was our representative just retired. His
Okay.
replacement is out of St. Mary's.
Okay,
So their company's headquartered in Apollo, PA, towards Pittsburgh, but we have a representative in
so
St.
you have some equipment here?
Correct. We do have some equipment here that would take them extended periods of time to get. So we keep it on hand so they can get manpower here and start mitigating any problems.
Question, any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve the agreement with the McCutcheon Enterprises HAZMAT team?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pitney Bowes purchase agreement, equipment and software maintenance.
This is to replace the postage machine that is in the copy room. It is old, it still works, but if it breaks, they can't fix it. So we have to have it replaced by the end of June.
When you're saying they can't fix it, that's meaning the parts aren't even available.
Yes.
Something happened.
That's for our postage and whatnot,
Just the postage machine.
which is used by several.
Several departments,
We do a lot of mailings
yes.
out of the courthouse.
Do I have a motion to approve the Pitney Bowes purchase agreement, equipment and software?
I'll move to approve.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Agreement with Avenu for selling of data from Register and Recorder's Office.
This is an annual agreement, and we're actually going to get $892.50 back for what they sell.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
A motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
The agreement to get a credit, we'll take that.
Sure. It's unusual. Discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Agreement with Gabriel and Fera for election litigation. Would you like to speak on that?
Well, this is a litigation coming from Zimmerman and Rapp, related specifically to elections and absentee ballots. These representatives have sued all 67 counties as it relates specifically to some language in Act 77. So we're in a situation where we will need to have some defense. Gabriel and Fera, which is a law firm out of Pittsburgh, PA, represent multiple other counties. And so we felt that it would be much more cost effective and efficient from a price perspective to partner with them. So the overall hourly rate of this agreement was $225, of which the county will only be billed $50 per hour. And then as other counties join the Gabriel Fera group in trying to defend themselves against this lawsuit, the cost will go down each time each time a county agrees to move forward with this particular firm. So I am in favor. I think this is of adopting this agreement for this specific case. And I would be happy to make the motion to do that and have them represent us in our defense against this lawsuit.
And I'm happy to second that.
I have a Motion, have a second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 3262, liquid fuels allocations for 2024.
This will divvy up the liquid fuels that the county receives, because we do not own any roads, so we give it to the municipalities. Along with bridge inspections, the total is $134,182, comes from the money that we're given from the Commonwealth. $130,000 is liquid fuels and $4,182 is for bridge inspection reimbursements.
The bridge inspection, Dan, and that is for the municipalities and
Yes, municipalities that own bridges that are 20 feet in length or longer. They are on an inspection cycle of every 2 years. Unless there's a critical situation with a particular bridge, then those are inspected more often. This is coming from the gas tax that we pay on this funding.
Do we know what it was last year? The funding? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Not right off the top of my head.
I was just
don't
curious
know.
if it has been going down.
It has been, yes.
It has been.
And I always take my allocation, what we got last year,
Right.
and reduce it by 5%.
Okay. All right, so, very good.
do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, second. Second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioners' comments.
I really don't have any.
I don't have anything. I mean, I know as it relates specifically to certain projects in broadband, you know, there've been some internet service providers that have contacted the county and are concerned about some of the regulations associated with the grant funding that's available to build out broadband in Warren County, specifically understanding the prevailing wage requirement. So those individuals who have put in grants on behalf of the county for broadband in this most recent round of funding are still looking at that, and we're hopeful that we don't lose any of those providers as a result, because we really do want to see that be improved in our county. So that's kind of what's going on in broadband right now.
Those are based on, prevailing wage is based on the federal government and
Yeah, it's how
labor
they-
in
how they
Pennsylvania
code
labor
it.
and
Yes, that's correct.
Under what they call a SIC code,
SIC.
which classifies different job classifications.
Yep.
Any other comments? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A motion is second.
I'll second it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank
Thanks
you
for
all.
coming, everyone.